What's going on, y'all? It's Jag, giving what you need in news interviews on the Lagniappe Legends podcast show. Today on the show, we have Mr. Xavier Rush. He is the CEO and owner of XR Fitness. XR Elite Fitness, excuse me. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. Let's get into it. So give the little people a little background about yourself.
Well, hey, how you doing, everybody? My name is Xavier Rush. I'm originally from Jackson, Mississippi. I went to Tulane University down here in the NO, Roll Wave. Majored in neuroscience. Got my degree in neuroscience. I also played football and ran track at Tulane University. I was blessed enough to have an opportunity to play professional football for a while, and now I'm a Renaissance entrepreneur. I own and run XR Elite LLC. It's a fitness and clothing and sporting clothing industry. Also, I'm actor, model. I just like to dabble in all types of business ventures. So it's a little bit about myself. I've been doing this training thing for about 5 years now, and it's been something I love. I wake up every morning, it doesn't feel like work. You know what I mean? So, you're doing something you're supposed to do. So I'm enjoying that.
All right, bet. All right. So let's talk about, before we get into your actual businesses, let's talk a little bit about your background, because it's pretty interesting that you played in the NFL and you played for Tulane, go Green Wave, fellow alumni.
Oh yeah, Roll Wave, baby.
Roll Wave. I spent some time in Jackson, Mississippi as well. I stayed there for like 3 years.
Okay.
I lived in like the Flowood area.
Oh yeah, Ridgeland, Flowood. I know all about
Flowood area. Yeah. So let's talk about you playing football and track for Tulane University, then going into the big leagues. So let's talk about that. Explain the whole recruitment process, why you chose to go there, because a lot of people are interested in learning about college athletes.
Well, for me, the recruitment, like a lot of athletes will tell you, recruitment was one of the most exciting times. For me, it wasn't. It was probably the worst time for me. Came my junior year, like during the summertime, a lot of guys, highly talented guys go to different college camps, Nike camps, Under Armour camps. I was untraditional. My mother, she's educated. She's been teaching for over 30, 35 years now. She was a professor at Jackson State in higher learning and higher education. So every summer it was all about academic programs, engineering programs, STEM programs, things of that nature. So I really didn't get to go to those camps to, get highly recruited, but I did go to a camp going into my senior year before I went to 8-week internship at Stennis Space Center in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. And it was Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt was my dream school to go to. It's SEC ball, top competition, and also is a great academic school. So I went there, balled out, killed it, verbally committed right there on the spot. So I'm thinking, okay, this is where I'm going. This is how we're doing. So during the season, I started off the season great balling. Top 2, top 3 in the state in receiving, catching touchdowns. Then started getting offers and, interest from big schools, Notre Dame, SC, LSU, Oregon, things like that. But I was turning them down because I already got recruited and offered by my favorite school. So a few weeks before signing day, the coach had offered me that scholarship before the season retires or steps down. And they bring in a new coach. I get about a week before signing, I get a call from the recruiting coordinator who was recruiting me. Actually, I called him just to check in, see how everything's going, excited to go. And they tell me, it's like 10:30 at night, I'll never forget. They tell me, oh yeah, we was gonna call you, we just got out of the meetings. We decided to go another way. We no longer want you to, we no longer want to bring you in. And you have to find, find somewhere else. And I'm like, what? So
is that even? If you,
I didn't sign. It's verbal. It's right before. It's right before signing day. So until you put your signature on the paper, so they offer so many people anyway. So then right at the end, they can say, okay, this kid said he want to come, he gonna come, and somebody might be a backup, but unfortunately, my situation, it was a whole new staff coming, so they want to bring the guys they want to bring in.
Okay.
So I'm scrambling. Called my mom, told her. Oh no, I walked downstairs, told my mom. She was like, "What?" So I was getting recruited by a lot of Ivy League schools at the time: Harvard, Cornell, Yale, places like that. And the only thing about that was they didn't give full athletic scholarships in the rim I was in. So I made a decent score on my ACT, and my GPA was very high. But in where I was at for that school to admit me, you only get a certain amount of those student athletes to come in, and mine was one, so I would have been that one. But you still don't get a full ride. So I was like, oh no, but that was my last hope. But then my dad, he stayed up every day, every night, almost all night, sending emails to every D1, D1 AA and D2 school in the United States to try to get me they sending my highlights, sending my bio, my background, the clubs I'm in, my GPA, everything. And Tulane reached out. So Tulane reached out and said they want to bring me in. I love the film. They want to offer me. So bam, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm committing because sign day right around the corner. I come on my visit on Friday. So it's Wednesday. Before the Friday I go on a visit, I'm gonna go to basketball practice. I get a call from my position coach, and he was like, "Man, I got some bad news. We we on the hot seat this year. It's a running back in the city that's one of the top running backs, and he wants to come here. And your scholarship is the last one. We're gonna have to use it to give it to him. So this happened to me twice in 2 weeks, where a full ride, where my dream is go play ball at collegiate on a D1 level has been taken because just out of my control. I mean, there's nothing I could do about it. So I get in the car, call my mom. This one of the times I start crying, bawling. I'm like, she'll just calm down, go to practice. So I come back home, and I'm like, I'm not going on that visit. She's like, oh, well, I understand. My dad talking to me, he was like, man, just go, just go. So I'm like, all right. So with a kind of a bitter spirit, I'm there. I really can't enjoy it like I want to, but I'm like, what I mean, I got, might as well enjoy the experience while I'm here. So I'm having fun, meet a lot of great people, love the campus, love the city, love the people, great vibe. So it gets to the Sundays on recruiting visits. On Sunday, you have fun, you meet all the coaches, meet all the academic advisors during Friday, Saturday. You meet all your teammates. You with your host all the whole weekend. So Sunday morning, you gonna meet with the head coach. So he like, so how did you enjoy your visit and everything? I was like, straight. It was good. I enjoyed it. Great people, great students. Team seems real cool. He was like, how would you like to come here? I was like, if I could, I would. It's a great school. Oh no, how would you like to come here? Would you like to come here? I said, if I could, I would. And he asked me again, and I'm kind of getting annoyed. And then back this time, I kind of, my patience wasn't as thick as they are now. So I'm like, bro, I said, like, if I would, I could. If I could, I would. He was like, well, a guy that hasn't been doing what he's supposed to. He had a meeting this morning at 9. He didn't show up. This is the last straw. We're kicking off the team. This is scholarships open up. Would you like it? It's yours if you want it. And the crazy thing was, it was on my dad's birthday. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? So to the correlation of my dad making me go, like, talking me into going, me going, and then them offering me that on his birthday it was like crazy. So it was like a roller coaster ride, you know what I mean? Going into it, feeling like an underdog, but steady, still staying persistent.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's up like that. So so you did well at Tulane.
So yeah, so Tulane, yeah, 4 year, play a 4 year Letterman,
Yeah.
freshman year. First couple, I'm a very competitive person, so anytime I go into any situation, it doesn't matter. I feel like I work hard enough. I'm talented enough to, ball. And initially, I was balling and fall in the summer camp when we doing 707, balling and camp balling. So the season come around, the first few games, I got one pass in like the first 3 games for like 9 yards. Like, and I'm not playing. I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? But I'm on the field, but the ball not like anytime it's time to throw it, I'm not really getting that. The coaches haven't like put it in me, and I'm like, dang, what I got, what you got to do? But we was playing Syracuse In that game, I led. It was the first game that the Mercedes-Benz Superdome became the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and I went for like 5 catches, like 175 yards. I scored 3 touchdowns, but one of them got called back because my teammate got called for a illegal chop block when I scored. So I finished
Okay.
with two touchdowns, and we ended up losing on a field goal like at the last second because I caught the touchdown to go ahead, and they drove down and kicked the field goal. So after that game right there, it kind of like opened up, opened up a lot more for me with that coaching staff. Then
Mm.
that coaching staff got fired in the middle of the season, the head coach. So whole new coaching staff came in my sophomore year, and that really tested me. You know what I mean? It tested my mental, it tested my patience, and it kind of grew me up because again, I had to go through it again. Even though I balled, I wasn't this coach's favorite. I wasn't, he didn't look at me as the baller I felt like I am and I was. And it was kind of frustrating, but it kind of those things taught me a lot about life in general, how to handle it, how to shake back. And I ended up having a pretty good career at Tulane University. Unfortunately, in my senior year, it got cut short. I was leading the nation in yards per catch, and I tore my ACL right before the middle of the season, and I was out for the season. Recovered. Ended up doing pro day that year, probably about 75-80% with a knee brace. Did pretty well, but the NFL team was like, go get healthy. Then, we'll holler back at you. The Eagles really liked me. They said they was thinking about drafting me 7th round, but they was like, just go get healthy. So I went and taught school for a year in Helena, Arkansas. About half a year, 6 months, 6 to 7 months, and then I kept rehabbing on myself, kept working out, and my agent asked me, was I healthy one day? It was in January, February. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Well, he was like, well, the Eagles want to bring you for a workout, tryout. Went up there for a workout. They signed me before I got off the field, and that was how I got into the opportunity into the league. Was there for about a year. Got cut. Was out for most of that season. Then the Saints signed me the next year. Got cut from the Saints. Went to the CFL. I did the AAF. I tried the arena, didn't like it, and then the XFL and all that. So, and then now I'm just focused on my endeavors in business.
All right. Yeah, man, you've been tested and tried. My goodness.
Oh
It
yeah,
getting
oh
ready
yeah,
for
oh
your
yeah.
business. All right, all right. So let's talk about how did you get into the health and fitness arena? What made you want to start your own business in that?
Well, it's crazy because like when I told you I started teaching, but before that, I'm just at home working out, training, rehabbing myself, and this is when Snapchat was popping, and I just used to snap everything, snap my workout. Oh, I'm going to the gym. Oh, snap cover the exercise. So then people back home was like, oh, can I come work out with you? Can I come work out with you? And it was like some of my colleagues, I'm just out of college, so some of them in college, some of them right out of college. I'm like, yeah, come on. So they working out with me. And all of a sudden, like one of the older kid, he was about 30, he was like, man, I see what you're doing. You can really charge for this. So I'm like, because I've never had to really pay for training like that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, nobody's not gonna pay for training. And it was like, then I start, okay, I'm gonna try it. So I start charging $10. You know what I mean? People coming. I start charging $20 here and there. And then, start growing. I said, okay, I can make. My business used to be called X Factor Training. So I said, I made a little logo, made a little name, did that. Started growing. So my boy Brandon, he played at Tulane with me. Also, he has his own moving company called Moving Bid. It's called Moving, but you can look him up, moving.bid. And he was like, come down here. I'm trying to start this moving company. You can help me out. And then I got a couple of people that you can train. So I'm like, all right. So we start moving people. I train people, trying to build my money up. My best friend lived down here, Kia. She let me stay with her, blessing, rent free. She just like, get on your feet. And I was like, all right. So start doing that, just start growing. Then I got a teaching job just to put a little bit more money in my pocket down here at the KIPP school. And then after I taught KIPP for that year, I was like, man, I'm just going to indulge in this fitness game because, a lot of some people was, they was liking what I was doing. I just had to get my name out there, be able to have more time to train people at various times because I had to be at work at 7:30. You know what I mean? So I couldn't really squeeze every ounce of opportunity I could out of this. So I just bet on myself and stopped teaching and start going to it full time. And I've been doing it ever since.
Wow, that's crazy. Just from doing basic workouts, they started charging people when you had a following.
Yeah, and it didn't hurt that I played in the league. I've been around professional training. I know what I'm talking about, and my background is science and the brain and the body and things like that. So that also was a plus.
Okay, cool. All right. So you got your clientele. So are you working out at a gym or using like Anytime Fitness, or did you buy your own gym?
No, so I was when I was in Mississippi, I was at the Planet Fitness, just going in. But I had a membership. Most of my clients had a membership, so we just go in there and I just train them, and they wouldn't bother you or anything like that. When I came down here, I was starting having car trouble, so I get one of my friends to drop me off at Tulane, and I just work out, train people on the Brown Quad all day. I'm there all day, like from 6 in the morning to damn near 6 at night. You feel what I'm saying? So that's really what outside workouts. I used the little bands I had. I used the little med balls I had. I used whatever I could and got, learned the body, got creative. And that's how I started. Then I went back to Planet Fitness, started training Planet Fitness. And then I was blessed enough to have an opportunity to start training at King Mac Fitness at a motivational academy right there on Toledano Uptown. He gave me an opportunity to bring my clients in, train them. He took me on his wing, taught me a lot of things about business because he's a Renaissance businessman as well. He has his hands in a lot of things, and that was a blessing to just run into him. And how I ran into him, I needed some car work done. Somebody gave me information about this car shop on Toledano, and then there was like one of my boy Brandon, his one of his cousins was like, "Oh, what's up, X? How you doing?" I was like, "I'm good, man." Then they started talking. They're like, "Oh yeah, he played ball here. He played ball. He be training now." And then the dude that owned the car shop was like, "You a trainer?" It was like, I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You looking for somewhere to train?" I'm like, "Actually, I am right now." He was like, "Well, my guy right there, that's a gym right there, literally right across the street."
Okay.
So I walk over there, talk to him. The owner I've seen in Planet Fitness before he opened the gym. Talk to him, and the rest is history.
All right, that's what's up. See, I'll be telling people it's all about who you know. Networking is the key, especially when you're building your business and your brand.
Right.
It brings you so many opportunities. You just got to put yourself out there, start grinding and working, and things come to you. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Fact. So all right. So then you moved in there. So once you start doing that, and you start building up your clientele. You want to talk about your clothing business and how you got started with that?
Well, I feel like I'm always into fashion. I like fashion, but I also feel like I like I like things that fit good, feel good, and I was like the best marketing is also clothing for a business. And then I just started with a couple T-shirts. I had my logo on a couple T-shirts. People started saying, "Oh, that logo fire. That's this, that's that." And I just started making myself clothes. Then I got like, okay, I'm gonna get two different type of T-shirts and see how they sell. They start selling. So I'm like, all right. So I started making myself different clothes. People seeing they like them now. I like how you did that. I like how you did that. And I never thought about being. I could be so many different things. You know what I mean? Until a few years ago, when I started this, I was like, all right, I could sell T-shirts. A lot of people sell T-shirts, but I didn't realize how much into fashion I was until people was like, "Oh man, you can do this with that, you can do this with that," and then I got blessed with the opportunity to literally have my clothing line in a fashion show, and that was like really really dope. You know what I mean? I enjoyed that, and like now I embrace it. Like I get excited, I get adrenaline rush when I'm thinking of a different idea, thinking of different combinations on what's next, what the mystery of what will people like. I like it, but what would the majority like of some of my taste of what I want to put on clothing? So it went from just t-shirts and drop fits like these to some joggers to, but I'm working on some socks to now casual wear. You know what I mean? Button up shirts, polos, jackets,
Okay.
slacks, pants, things like that. So trying to expanding and learning from people that just learning from other fashion people in the city on Instagram, things like that. Just trying to be a sponge in all facets.
Okay. So, doing your clothing line, how did you do your own manufacturing, or you get outside third party people to
I
purchase?
get a third party, but I'm in the process of doing a lot of it myself.
Okay. 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 All right. And with your fitness, are you the only one doing the training, or you have other trainers underneath you now?
I'm the only one doing the training. I'm also in the process of opening up my own location. So
Okay.
that'll be coming very, very soon, 2021. So look out for that.
All right. That's what's up. I like that. See, yeah. See that's how you got to do as an entrepreneur. Once you start, you keep grinding, and
Keep
everything
grinding.
progressing.
It's,
You know
all it is a consistent positive progression. That's what you look for.
that. I like that. All right. So since you're doing multiple businesses, uh, blended them all into one organization, pretty much. Can you talk about your any roadblocks or any mistakes that you made, or you talk about your biggest mistake and how did you come back from that?
Um, wouldn't say I know what my biggest mistake is. I feel like any mistake is a lesson. You feel what I'm saying? So all roadblocks, all hiccups, as an entrepreneur, you're gonna run into that. It's inevitable. Well, what I'm trying to say, uh, you can't avoid it. You know
Right,
what I
it's
mean?
inevitable. Right,
Yeah,
inevitable.
yeah. My getting tongue tied over here, but but it's not. You can't avoid it because it's part of the growing process. Because if it was that easy and that perfect, then everybody would do it. Just like they say, if it's that easy, everybody be in the NFL because there's millions and millions of people that want to do it. So, one thing I would say is, just learning, just getting the capital. Without, I didn't want to get a loan initially. So getting the capital to do everything I wanted to do from ground zero. So getting the capital to buy a bulk of t-shirts, getting the capital to, making sure I have a vehicle to get from point A to point B, just grinding on my own. Get the capital, get the different equipment I need that since I can't go to a gym or I'm not in the gym at the moment. Just getting those things you need to start up is difficult. And what I would do now that I didn't do then, I would probably get a business loan. You know what I mean? I would get my LLC sooner. I would take advantage of the things that they have for small businesses that I didn't initially. But it was part of the process, part of the growing pains, and I feel like everything happens for a reason, and that also helped me continue to move forward like I'm doing.
Okay. All right. All right. So I always tell people this. There's a difference between having an LLC and not having an LLC. Can you tell the people what is the one of the main differences from having your LLC and not having an LLC?
For small tax breaks, man. Taxes, taxes.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because with an LLC, with a business, definitely. And then I learned this also in the NFL. Like you're able to, get so many tax breaks. You're able to write off so many expenses. Like what I learned when I was in the league is like anything I do with my body, anything I buy with training or anything, I can write off. I go get a massage. That's a write off because it's for work. I gotta be able to perform at high capacity. If I want to go get my feet done, that's a write off. You know what I mean? Things like that we don't get educated as young, definitely young African American or African American culture. We don't know these things, but
Right.
small things like that, and then having an LLC when you just selling T-shirts and you do an LLC, depending on what state you in, you can go and get an LLC and you writing off inventory, merchandise. I spent this much. Now you might get that back. You know what I'm saying? Because you have an LLC, but if you don't, you know what I mean, that's just a pill you gotta swallow.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about what was your, I guess you would say, your best or biggest moment while running your business, and what showed you that you are successful now, like that you a brand now.
I still think I'm confident in my business and my brand, but I'm still grounded like it's not noticeable. You know what I mean? To this day, like when I see people with my shirts, or when I hear somebody say, "Oh, you should go check out XR Elite, they dope," or "You should look up XR Elite," or somebody told me about this, it still, makes me feel like a little kid inside and happy that okay, they noticing my hard work I do every day. So I try not to, I do my best not to think about, oh, I'm a big brand, but I'm very confident in my brand, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What type of technology do you utilize to for your business?
For now, recently, I really use Canva for like flyers, for
Okay.
like promotions, things like that. Of course, social media. Social media is a big part. The Instagrams, the Twitters, the TikToks, YouTubes, things like that. Also, let's see. I think those are really the main things. And then, doing the virtual workouts. Definitely when the pandemic hit, that was a big thing.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Small,
let's talk
small
about
things
that.
like that.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So you was using Zoom or Teams, something like that, virtual workout.
So I was using FaceTime, group FaceTime. I was using Zoom. I was using Google Classroom, all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was doing that. Instagram Live.
Okay. So how was that when COVID hit your business?
So honestly, I have to say, COVID for me and my business was a blessing in disguise because a lot of things that I wanted to do was trying to find time to do. It allowed me to do that. And then once it allowed me to do it, then I'm sitting back and I'm thinking of even more creative ways and creative things that I need to do. Now, a lot of people, were just sitting back, just waiting. I'm like, oh dang, if everybody's sitting here not doing nothing, that means the influence, the people that you need to influence, the people you need to reach out to, are now they now have their phone in their hand. They now scrolling and now looking at their DM. So I was reaching out to, different celebrities, people just with influence in the city, people that I knew outside of the city, outside of the state, and just started. Oh, I'm having a free app session. Check it out. Having this, having that. Oh, I'm also doing virtual workouts. So now I'm outsourcing the networking, not just in New Orleans, but outside the city during this pandemic. And a lot of my clients during the pandemic, we could go, they'll let us go run, they'll let us go do outside workouts, they'll let us go to the track. So my clients that was comfortable and wanted to still get after it, we'll go to the track, we'll go to City Park, we'll just get it in still. So some of my I had majority of my clientele still really getting after it, and then I was able to compound that with the virtual, and then the different packages I was able to provide.
Okay. All right. So let's talk to your clientele. So what are your packages for your workout? Do you do like you got people on weekly, monthly,
So
yearly?
I do sessionally, I do weekly, and I do monthly.
Okay.
And then with the monthly packages, it's usually a 3-month commitment. And just because, of course, financially for me, but also for my client, because that's to get a drastic change like most people want, you need at least that much time. You know what I mean? Depending on what package you choose, if you want to go twice a week, 3 times a week, every day, just depending, you need that adequate amount of time to, change your diet, adequate amount of time to get into the workout, get in shape, go hard, then see your body changing.
All right. Do you offer like a food meal prep, or you just give them ideas of what they should eat?
I give them a meal guide. I give them ideas what they should take out their diet, things of that nature. I used to partner with somebody with meal prep, but they moved. But right now, I also partner with a juicing company,
Mm.
Elevate Juicery. They are dope, great, 100% juices. I really have my clients doing juice cleanses once a month, once a month or twice a month, every 2 weeks, and those really help. And then I just educate them about all kinds of vitamins, things that can help their natural growth, natural energy. I'm a real big advocate of just naturalness. You know what I mean? I like the natural foods, the natural vitamins, the natural remedies when you're sick, all those things, because the less chemicals you put in your body, the more you'll be able to grow, the more you're able to recover, the more weight. you're able to lose, the more energy you're able to have. You just feel just that much better. And then I take pride in practicing when I preach.
Okay. So I always hear this when you work out that eating is like 70-80% of you losing weight and getting stronger and building muscles. So give us like one nugget that you tell your clients or something they should eat or should not or stay away from.
One thing I tell, of course, sodas. That's number one. I've been drinking soda since I was a senior in high school. So
Okay.
soda's number one. Another thing is hard. You want to stay away from processed sugars, but that's one of the one things that's going to take time because it's been on our plate and instilled in this for so long. But the main thing that I love to tell my clients to stay away from and they feel so much better is dairy. Milk, the cheese, the yogurts, things like that. We had a false pretense that so a lot of these things are good for us. Build strong bones, do this, do that. But there's so many other vegetables that have 3-4 times as much calcium than milk. Then you got to think about it. Why are we drinking milk? That comes from a whole nother animal. You know what I mean? If you're not going to drink a human milk, why would you drink a whole cow's milk? How you know what I mean? How does it? Do you know how it comes out? Do you know how it really looks before
That makes sense.
before they dye it white? You feel what I'm saying? So those things.
So they dye it white.
Yeah, milk. You gotta think about where milk comes out of a gutter, which is like women breast. That's like they has all kinds of things in there. It's blood. You got mucus. You got whatever's in their body is in their body. You feel what I'm saying? So they got a process for where it's edible. That's why you don't ever hear anybody say, "Oh, my body doesn't react right to avocados," or "My body doesn't react right to carrots." They might not like the taste of them. You know what I mean? But your body's not going to reject it. Why is our community so many people, 90% of people lactose intolerant? Why when you drink milk, you're like, oh, I get gas when I drink milk. You know what I mean? So like the older I got, the more I read, the more I understood those things that we thought was just normal. I understand why these things were happening and weren't good. But dairy is one thing, processed sugars.
What's the main difference between processed and regular sugar? Like, what's the example of a processed?
Everything's processed sugar if it's not fruit sugar.
Got
so,
it.
but basically, of course, your honey buns, your cereals, your non-natural cereals, chips, juices like V8 juices and things like that. Things that we think are really good. If it say fructose or oats, if it say any oats in it, it's not. It's not for you.
Okay, so even though like for V8 when it says it's 100% fruit, it's still processed sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay,
so like I'm drinking one of the Elevate juiceries right now, right here, and everything in there is 100% like juice, and there's not even water in there. You feel what I'm saying? Like they juice it because a lot of juice companies they might have a bottle this big and this much is juice and this much is water. So you're getting you're getting a little bit of what you need, but it's also diluted. So now you got to buy more to get the better effect and things like that. So you want as much natural 100% as you can. And just because it's in the label and the store is 100%, they got loopholes just like anything else.
Okay. All right. So let's say somebody wants to get into fitness and training. Let's say they want to be a trainer just like you. Do they need to get certified? Do they need to go to school? Can they go to school for it?
Training. You got to go get a certification. Find a company that gives certification. Depending on what you want to do, if you want to do work with schools, or colleges, you got to get a certain certification. If you want to just do personal training, certain certification. If you want to work in certain gyms, they require certain certifications. I did the NASM because mostly everybody accepts that, but I never wanted to work in anybody like a mainstream gym or franchise gym. I always had the mindset of, okay, I work at somebody else's gym that I know or that's running their own, and then I go get mine or do something like that later on, down the line if that's what I wanted to do. But you got to get your certification and just really just keep learning. Training is a learning job. Every day you learn. You might think you know what you're doing, but you have different clients that need different they need special needs. You feel what I'm saying? They need you to focus on different things that might not be in the book, and you just learn on the job, and that just helps you out each and every day.
All right. All right. So what are the do's and don'ts of being a physical fitness trainer?
Do's and don'ts. Good question. Good question. I say some of the dues. Let's go with dues first. Dues, man. Understand your clientele, man. Be willing to be personable. You got to be very personable. You got to be open. You know what I mean? You got to be understanding. Yeah, you in there to push them. You're in there to be this enforcer, but also you in there to be, compassionate. You in there to be understand because these people, like your clients, have lives just like you got a life. You know what I mean? They might be going through something at work that pissed them off, but they still came in to you. How are you gonna, extract all the effort that you need out of them so they can get a great workout today? How are you gonna motivate them to still not think about what's been going on at work or at home or with their boyfriend or with their husband or with their kids and help them, decompress in basically a therapeutic setting? You know what I mean? So just being able to understand, open up, talk to your clients, and then knowing what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Being able to customize a workout for a particular client that needs it. A lot of trainers, unfortunately, they try to give everybody the same workout, but everybody's body doesn't respond the same. Everybody not trying to do the same thing. And, they just try to take the easy road out. I say, man, if you're going to get into it, be passionate, be compassionate, and just, dive into it 100% for yourself, but also for your clients, because basically you're giving back.
Okay.
And the don'ts, I would say, as a male trainer, some don'ts is because the fitness business is full of women. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Full of women. Be respectful. Be understanding of what they got going on in their personal life, business life. Understand that women, that time of the month, certain times of the month, they're gonna be different. You know what I mean? And you got to understand, like I said, understand how to be compassionate, and then also keep profession professional. You know what I mean? Don't mix the professional with the pleasure with being a trainer and things like that. Because anytime you mix business with pleasure, 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, you messing with your money, you messing with your clientele, you messing with your brand, you messing with everything. Because if it might be innocent in your eyes, and one thing go wrong, and a young lady feels like you didn't treat her the right way, all of a sudden you're busy. All you trying to do is talk to me. He's trying to just do that. He's just gonna flirt with you. He ain't this, he ain't that. And then your brand is tarnished. You know what I mean? I've seen it happen to people. And then I've seen people shake back from it, but also some people can't. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. So you wanna make sure your business is professional as possible. And like I look at my business, it's professional and it's family oriented. You know what I mean? So everybody at XR Elite Family will tell you that if they're older than me, they feel like I'm either a little brother or a nephew. If they're my age, we feel like we siblings, we boys, we homeboys, we homegirls. And if they're younger than me, they feel like I'm an older brother. You know what I mean? Because like at the end of the day, I feel like our trainers are therapists as well, because they come, your clients talk to you, and keep and be confidential with your clients too. If they come in and venting, keep that to you. You know what I mean? Because that's their safe haven, that's their safe place. So be professional, don't mix business with pleasure, and be somebody that your clients feel like they can talk to, and then it'll be safe with
All right, that's some good tips right there. Dropping knowledge.
you. Doing my best.
All right. So, can you talk about, I guess, your most successful client who benefited from your training? Like any one particular story that you want to tell about one of your clients?
Yeah, I got one. My guy Luke. Luke Harris. His brother played football with me at Tulane. He decided, his brother was like, man, X, man, I want you to train my brother, man. He overweight, he this, he that. So it started with just me training the family. And then like time conflicted, like when we scheduled, we couldn't get it. Like sometimes we go, sometimes we not. It was inconsistent. Then we'll stop, and then we'll start. So he was a senior in high school. Oh no, he was about to go to college. So then they stopped. Then he was like, then he started working out with me by himself. So we getting it. But then he has to go to school. So I was like, look, we could do virtual. And I have one of my friends that's a trainer out there. I said, I'm gonna hook you up with her. She can get you right in person if you don't like the virtual. All right. So he worked out with her for a little, started coming down a little bit. Then he was like, man, I feel like I ain't moving, staying. He's still kind of, still overweight. So he come back home, the pandemic hit. Come back home, you want to work out. So start working him out. I think we went from probably about the mid threes, a little bit over 350, all the way down. Right now, he like 225.
Wow.
He did it. He did his first pull up. He did his first pull up ever in his life, like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And he did like 1.5 pull ups. He come in. His whole mindset is different. You know what I mean? You can tell when he come in, like he ready to get after it. He going hard even when it hurt. That probably because it went from I'm not trying to do this shit to like X, we going in the morning. Oh, what time? Like earlier the better. Like things like that. So and he ran like a sub 730 mile recently, last month or so. So he's been really getting it, and while still on virtual school. So because he went to USC, so it's like it's that makes you smile, that makes you happy. Another one of my clients, a doctor, came to me. Went she was about mid threes. She about 240 now. She's a lot like energetic. She want to do football drills. Gonna have athletes in there. She did a box jump for the first time, probably about 3.5 months into her training. She thought she'd never be able to do that. So just seeing people tell me, be like, dang, I ain't never think I'd be able to do this, or I ain't never think I'd be able to do this again, or I'm shocked that I'm doing this, but I see it. You know what I mean? Being a trainer, you see it before they see it, and it's just fulfilling to hear and see them, finally see it in themselves.
That's what's up. Right. I always tell people that once you start working out and you do it on a consistent basis, um, you notice the change. You see your body slimming down, getting more muscular. You see more energetic. Like recently, I went from going from 3 to 4 days. Now I try to go 6 to 7. And once I increase my workout, man, my body changed dramatically, and I feel a difference now. Like I automatically wake up early. Like I don't need an alarm clock. Like I just wake
Right.
up. And sometimes I can get in 2 a days if it's possible. And so I really feel the difference. So I always tell people you need to work out because without health, there's no wealth. All right.
Yep. It's equivalent. It's proportional. You know what I mean? If you don't, because if you can't stay up, if you're always tired, if you don't want to move around, how you gonna go get the money? How you gonna go network? How you gonna do anything? You know what I mean? That's what I like to tell my clients as well, and anybody, definitely in our Black communities, because that's one thing that we neglect. We neglect our health. We neglect what we put in our bodies. We neglect how we take care of our bodies because it's been the thing of complacency, and it's been okay for so many years. You know what I mean? And we have to have that. We have to have that conversation of that harsh conversation to be like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like this shit is not working. You feel what I'm saying? So like, and feeling down on yourself, or if somebody does love you enough to tell you and be blunt with you, don't feel like they're shaming you or things like that. They are trying to wake you up and get you out there. You know what I mean? Everybody is beautiful, but nothing. Just like I look at my body like business. If your business stay the same and don't evolve, you're gonna go out. You feel what I'm saying? So no matter how good your body is, you should continue to take care of it and continue to evolve, continue to add something to it, continue to take something away from it that shouldn't be in it. You know what I mean? Like I preach, I'm not perfect, but like I've this past year I've given alcohol up for a month, 30 days. You know what I mean? I've given some of my favorite foods up. Like I eat a lot of veggies, eat a lot of fruits, but I love chicken wings. I love wings. That's like I love wings. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I gave that up for 30 days. You know what I mean? Because I don't eat pork. I don't eat red meat. I barely eat fish. So chicken is really the only thing meat that I eat. So then when I do that, then I'm like, okay, now not only am I making my body better, now mentally I'm challenging myself, and now I'm trying to be on another level mentally, and that also correlates to your work, to business, to all kinds of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. So how long going back to your workout session? Do you have like a certain time frame? Do you have 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60?
I usually between 45 minutes and an hour, man. All my clients between 45 minutes and an hour. Some of my clients be like that, damn, because they look up and it's 20, 25 minutes. They're like, damn, we only been in here 25 minutes. It feels like, you know what I mean? So because I like to tell this story. When I was doing a Planet Fitness, I get them in, and one of my clients, she was like, I was like, all right, you done? I got her through the workout in about 45, 47 minutes. And then she was like, oh, I have 13 more minutes left. All right, you know what I mean? So, put it through a little bit more, stretched her. But
Mm,
then the next one came in, worked it through the whole from minute to minute. And she was like, I feel like I've been here 2 hours. How long have you been here? I was like, it just turned an hour. You know what I mean? We stretching in the last 3 minutes. You feel what I'm saying? And then she never ever said nothing about the time again. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not about, like I tell people, it's not about how long. It's what you do when you get in it. It's the efficiency, the order, how much rest you giving yourself, because people can say they go work out, but I see it all the time in Planet Fitness, people on their phones, just sitting there chilling. You know what I mean? People or on a leg press machine doing 10, 12 leg press, then waiting 5 minutes between each set because they texting or calling or scrolling on Instagram. So it really matters on what you're doing, how efficient you're doing it, the order you're doing it in, and things of that nature.
all right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, and so rule number one: don't ever question him about how much time you got left.
No, it was when I was young too, so I was I was a little petty at that moment, but you know what I mean. But I really never had. I was like, it was like in the middle of in the middle of me, my not right when I started, but kind of in the middle. And
Okay.
but now I haven't really ran into that. You know what I mean? I haven't ran into that at all, like in the last few years. So
Okay. Cool.
like
Cool.
they ask how long is each session, and I tell them 45 minutes to an hour. But when the session's going, I say, "All right, you done?" Okay, and then they don't ask. They don't look at the time. They don't ask nothing.
Okay. All right. So you do like a little mixture of hit workouts and
Yeah,
weights and
I like to mix it up, because like anything, you do anything the same. Like if you eat the same thing every day, you're gonna get tired of it. So I'm not gonna get you in there. You're gonna do dumbbell squats and dumbbell curls and this every day. No, we're gonna mix it up. Sometimes we're gonna do body weight stuff. Sometimes we're gonna do dumbbell stuff. Sometimes we're gonna do just kettlebell. Sometimes we're gonna do just cardio, abs. We're gonna mix abs in between stuff. We're gonna do circuit training. We're gonna do athletic lifts. You know what I mean? We're gonna do all kinds of stuff. So I like to mix it up, but it's also tailored to what you're trying to do. So if you're really just trying to lose weight, I'm gonna do a little weightlifting with you, because that's one of the best ways to lose weight, but also cardio. But if you're just trying to tone, you'll do a little. Your cardio will be different from somebody that's trying to, just lose. Your cardio will be more sprints, more high intervals, more intensity, high intensity things. But you know what I mean. It's always gonna vary. Sometimes you might do the same thing as somebody that might be trying to lose, because it helps in all ways. So I like to get a little variety. Sprinkle a little this, a little that here. You know what I mean.
okay. All right. All right. All right. I got a couple of more questions. So
Oh yeah,
uh,
sure.
be- being a person of color, have you had any issues that you ever been denied opportunities because you're a person of color?
Not in my field or with clientele or anything like that. Because like I just got through coaching a flag football team uh from Newman. I mean, I had two of them, two eighth grade flag football teams from Newman. I only
You was
had,
FNA?
huh?
You was playing in the FNA?
Yep,
Okay. I saw y'all playing because y'all
yep,
played Friday. Yeah, I saw. I think I
yep,
saw you out there. Okay. Okay.
yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, FNA. I had two teams. One of my teams made it to the championship. The other team lost in the semifinals. to the
Okay.
team that won the chip. So we played well, and I had one team. I had one black kid,
Mm-hmm.
rest on white. The other team, I had one Arabic kid, the rest on white. So it was just like, but that was a blessing. The only time I felt like I had trouble was, my brand was growing and building, and people at Tulane Raleigh Center, some of the people there was like kind of like didn't like really mess with me like that. Even though I had a membership to Raleigh, but I wasn't training in Raleigh.
Mm-hmm.
I was just hooping. I work out, and then like some people I know in there, they know me. They know I train. They ask me questions like how I do this, how I do that. But like it's a certain lady in there. She had like the young people like just spying on me, looking at me. And like they were like, he never do anything, he's just working out. Is he talking to anybody? So I had like it was a little discrimination there for a while. It got handled. But other than that, I really haven't ran into much.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I coached my son football team, and we lost in the semifinals.
What you the Florida State?
No, we was the Sooners. We was the
That
Sooners.
the Sooners, okay. What
Yeah.
grades?
First and second. We was in the first and second grade division.
Okay. Cause I'm finna say I thought you were the Seminoles.
No,
They got the all black coaches with the Seminole team. I think they made it to the championship. There was some young cats like second or third
okay.
grade, like third or fourth grade, something like that.
It was third and fourth grade. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Third and fourth grade. Yeah, third and fourth grade. Yeah, yeah. The other coach I was coaching when he black too. Yeah,
Okay.
we got cheated, but we know I don't want to talk about it. I feel like the thing with the Super Bowl. Oh, anyway, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm really just getting over it. Like I don't even want to talk about it.
I feel you.
Yeah, because we lost in the semifinal. We played 3 playoff games. We had one more to go. Anyway, I don't
See,
want to talk.
our team, one of my teams, the team that I was coaching in, like I was coaching the whole season from top to bottom. I had like five of my kids was out. Like 3 were hurt, 1 was out of town, 1 didn't feel well. So we playing like we're literally only 6, and half of these 6 didn't play much. They played, but they weren't like big contributors.
Mm,
So, but we still only lost by like 12. You know what I mean? We still played pretty decent, but
right.
it was just hard.
I feel you. All right, all right. So, do you give one last question? Do you give any time like for nonprofit organizations? Do you give back to the community? Do anything like that?
Oh yeah, I do. I definitely give back. I mostly give back with my time because financially I'm still trying to build it up. But I did. So I have a thing where I do med ball, volleyball. I made some rules up for it for teams to do. And this past October 31st, Halloween morning, I had a tournament and I raised money for breast cancer awareness. Gave to the Sister Act Incorporation in Houston, and also to this rehabilitation center in Byron, Mississippi, in my grandmother's name because she was a breast cancer survivor. And that was one of the things I did. But also anything with children, anything anybody asked me to come speak to, train, work with children, definitely African American children, I come do it because I feel like they need more men that's doing something positive to come speak to them. And then I know what like my experiences hold when they hear that I know certain people, when they hear that I played in the NFL, when they hear these things, they're more prone to listen because definitely when I was teaching and my kids find like I'd never tell them, they go Google me or find out. They're like, Coach, you played here, or Coach, you was this, or dang, you were good. I saw your highlight, like things like that. What I mean? I feel like that's a big thing now since you got the attention. Now you can instill a lot of things that you wish were told to you at that age, instill into them. And, they might not understand what you're saying or fully, but one day it's going to click. And I'm glad Coach told me, okay, I'm glad he did this. So anything dealing with kids, and then anything dealing with like breast cancer and things like that, because that's personal to me. And then I just like giving back, like, I guess it's an oxymoron because I'm about to say it, but like I give to like the homeless people. If I have clothes, like some clothes might not even be worn and I don't want anymore, I don't just take them to somewhere to sell them or things like that. Or I don't even take them to Goodwill. I just go right here under the bridge, or I go right there off Claiborne. Oh, you would like some pants? You would like some shirt? You would like this? Yeah. If I got $5-10 cash laying around my car. Just give it to them, because at the end of the day, if you give with a kind heart, you know what I mean, it's gonna come back to you tenfold. And I don't even think about it coming back to me. I just know right now I got food in my stomach, I got a roof over my head, I got nice clothes on my back. Even though this might be my only $20 on me right now, they can you know they can do more with it than I can at this moment. You know what I mean? More to them than to me. And sometimes I'll be like, damn, why did I just do that? And I gotta do something to eat. But at the end of the day, you're doing it because that's the feeling that comes to you. So that's really how I give back. And if I'm more of a sporadic in the moment type giver, you know what I mean? Like if I have it, if I'm feeling it right then, I'm gonna do it. And I don't like to make it feel fake or planned or do it like this. It just happened when it happened.
All right. All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Xavier Rush. Please let the people know where they can follow you at. And I also put it on as a ticket so they can look at.
All right, my Instagrams for my business is _XR Elite. That's XRELITE on Twitter and Instagram. My personal page is Don't Rush It. It's DNT _rush RUSH _IT. That's on Instagram and Twitter as well. My website is xr-elite.com. You can go on there, you can book, you can see different testimonials, you can buy merchandise. We are having a Black Friday sale, 35% off all orders. So we're gonna have t-shirts up there, we're gonna have hoodies up there, some sweaters. I got some hoodies with masks built into them. So we got a few items that you can choose from before we go into our fall collection. And also, me and my father, I do a podcast as well. Me and my father have a podcast called Like Father, Like Son, where we just talk about different type of topics, ranging from sports to politics and just to BS. You know what I mean? We just talk shit to each other all day. And then we have guests on. We talk about the community. We talk about relationships between parents, childhood traumas, all kinds of things. And me and my dad have a unique relationship where we can open up and do things like that. So that's a big thing, and it's fun. And I enjoy it. And I feel like if you listen, you would enjoy it too.
All right. That's what's up right there. Make sure y'all check out his podcast, check out his website and social media handles. Also, please remember to follow, like us, and share this content. The more it reaches, the more people like me and you, they'll know about it, and we can keep that money in our community so we can build generational wealth. All right.
Most definitely. And I want to say one more thing. Coming up, as long as Kenner stays open, I know the city's on phase 2, but we're having another med ball volleyball tournament December 19th. It will be from 8:30 to 11:30 at Coconut Beach in Kenner.
In the morning.
In the morning. Vendors are welcome. We're gonna have a limited amount of vendors. Last one we had our Original Thoughts there. We had Addie's Nola, Taste of Tropics, Hood Cream. We of course XR Elite. We had Reed's Lemonade. We had Shot Bad Apple. We had Lululemon was also there with free snacks, waters, things like that. Accents Blends. We had a lot of Move and Bid. We had a lot of businesses and Black-owned businesses there. Also, teams. It'll be teams of 5. You have to have at least one lady on your team. $100 admission for all teams. Cash prize, depending on the team, how many teams. But like the last tournament we had, the cash prize was $500. So we did, you come out, you get you a team, you play, you can go home with some cash. We also had Ray Rimley with the performance. He smoked the mic, you know what I mean? You already know how cold he is. So he did his thing. So just please come out, follow me for more information and get you a team together. It's fun.
All right. Shout out to Chanel Taylor. She's talking about giving a shout out to Hood Cream.
Oh yeah, Hood Cream. That's a spot, man. I got some of that at the crib right now.
Okay. Yeah. You would tell me about them days. I come out there. I might bring a team.
Hey, come on.
You gotta have one lady, right?
One lady. Hey, the ladies be taking over too. That's they the X factor. I'm telling you. I'll give you a secret right now. Give you a secret. They're the X factor.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I want to appreciate you coming on the show. I had a great time. Thank you for coming. All right, y'all. We out. Remember to share, follow, like this. We out. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy that turkey. Don't eat too much. Stay away from the sweets if you can. All right.
Come see me.
Actually, well, how much time you got left in the workout? All right, y'all. We out.
Thanks for having me.
All right.